All right, a long list of persons listed there who are deserving of that award, Mike. But there are some that a lot of Nigerians are saying that some of these persons that were given this award do not deserve this award. But whatever it is, you must commend the move by the president to acknowledge the efforts of these persons to deserve this award.
Well, the idea of a national award is done everywhere in the world. And as a way of commending people, motivating, inspiring people, and saying thank you for what you have done. The selflessness. In fact, it is basically out of selflessness or a high level of contribution to national development or social development in different ways.
Absolutely.
So that's from that window, if you look at the long list, about 400, almost 450
yes. 443 Nigerians and 7 foreigners.
Very good. Almost 450 altogether.
Yes, basically.
It tells you some of them deserve the award, in fact, 2 times or even 3 times, if you have put it that way. But a national award is a national award, which is a good thing. For instance, the JAMB registrar, for instance, whom after so many years of existence of JAMB, came out on his own to say, well, I think the way JAMB runs, we don't need allocation of monies in JAMB. We are self-sustaining. Of course, the amount of money is allocated that is accruable to JAMB from registration and buying of forms is the same thing in the previous years.
Yes.
Right? Fine. So at his point where an average government official will come and say, well, it's so much amount of money.
Yes.
Exactly. So but he came out to say, hey, government, don't give us money anymore. We have what it takes to run. In fact, we have to return monies to government. It takes very rare mindsets to have that in the Nigeria of today. So somebody like that deserves the national award. Now, the other
the
Imam Abubakar Abdullahi,
yes.
You know, whom it's typical, because the point there is that we've had issues where religious crisis, ethnic crisis before, you know, and all of that, and someone who feels that, no, let me save people. These are human beings, whether they are my religion or not, who was able to preserve some people. Somebody like that deserves a national award. These are people who are contributing to religious tolerance, to that cohesion, national cohesion, and all of that. But there are some who it looks like because they are politicians or because they are heads of this.
Should we
or because
mention names?
No, please, let's not mention names. It's just Nigerians know when their names are mentioned. Nigeria knows who they are. No, but the point there is, for some, it looks like, okay, because we are together in the government or you are head of this.
But we
and all
must
of that.
also commend the person of Babatunde Raju Fashola
No, of course.
this award. You have seen what he has done in terms of his capacity as a minister. He has delivered. So far, we must say that. And then we must also talk about the person of Okwoche
Iweala.
Yes.
The Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, over the time, has proven herself to be a thoroughbred professional in her field. And she has soared, she has raised the bar, she has made Nigeria and Africa proud. And in her current office as the DG WTO,
World Trade Organization,
she's the first African, the first female. So it tells you she has broken and shattered all the ceiling that exists in that area. And she keeps making us proud. And her mission is clear. Her idea is clear. Ensure that you create enabling environment for all countries of the world, especially for those who are disadvantaged. And he goes about in her program to ensure that countries that are less privileged have access to markets, have access. So the point there is she's walking the talk. She has shown capacity in every single way. So the point there is people like that deserve, and then another person who deserves is Adedevo. Yes.
Before you go to the Adedevo, yesterday was the International Day of the Girl Child. And so persons like Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala just encourages young ladies. You
inspires
know,
them.
Inspires them, you know, to do better and to push and, you know, tell them that you have the capacity to be whatever you want to be, and that you can break the ceiling, shatter it, whatever it is.
Set new records.
Set new records, you know, blaze the trail, you know, for your generation and for generations that will come even after you. Yes, you are going to Stella Adadevo, who was also given a
Stella Adadevo sacrificed herself during the Ebola. In fact, she was part of the reason that Ebola didn't spread beyond where it spread to.
Yes.
She sacrificed herself, knowing full well the dangers of getting exposed to someone. But she knows the danger at that time where the guy from Liberia who came in and a diplomat who came in who also understand, or who should
have understood
the dynamics of this issue, why you should keep yourself isolated and all of that, and who still wanted to, spread
around,
whatever, move around and all of that. But I never knew that, well, my exposure to this man could cost me exposure to the deadly virus. But she went ahead anyway. And she lost her life in the process. So someone like that actually deserves a national award, if not 2 or 3 times, because the rate of the Ebola infection or devastation at that time was at that level because of what she did.
Yes.
Because if that man, Patrick Sawyer,
yes.
If he came to Nigeria, nobody detected anything, and he moved around, it would have been more. The impact would have been more.
Yes.
So someone like that deserves even much more. So we have several of them on that. In fact, many of them who deserve the national award on that list. And it's a good thing that at this time, the government is saying, thank you for what you have done. For some of them, it's 10 years ago. For some of them, it's 5 years ago. For some of them, but the point there is that the government has come to say thank you.
Your contribution.
Yes. Also, the friends of Nigeria, those who are not even Nigerians, who get the national award, it's a great thing because they've made contributions to the country as well. It's the same way Nigerians are getting national awards in other countries. So it's a good thing, and we commend them.
We commend the president for recognizing some of these persons posthumously. Over time, there's grumble about government not recognizing certain persons' contribution over time. Even when she died, talking about Stella Adadivo, there were those who were saying they should recognize her now. They should recognize her now. But the government
should be
immortalized. And we have seen that the government has, recognized that fact, and it has done the needful. And I hope that this brings some level of closure for the family. At the time, there were so many talks by the sides, but then this move by the government should ensure that there is some level of closure and also encourage those who feel that, why should I give my best to the country when we saw what happened to someone like Stella Adadivo? So this should be an encouragement that government sees you. A lot of persons sees you.
On the list is also, I think, 2 persons. The lady that, found, is it $12,000 and returned it.
Yes.
I think if she was a janitor. And then there's another police officer who found, is it $10,000 or something, and returned it. Or I think he was bribed and he refused. There was something like that. So people who are showing that we have a situation of, maybe you might call it poverty or a situation of low social status, whatever the thing is. But in that, I still have integrity to show. So it goes a long way to tell that when people give excuse, because the country is hard, I had to go and steal. Because the country is hard, I had to go and rob. Because the country is hard, we had to kidnap for ransom. I don't think it's an excuse. If you really want to do something, you will do something with dignity and with self-respect.
Absolutely. And that is what we have seen government reward. Everything, basically, bottom line here is just to encourage us to give our best to our country. At all times. No matter the situation you find yourself.
Whether they are watching you or not, just do it. Because it could be your break into something that has been your dream for the whole of your life.
Absolutely.